South Carolina is home to some of the most diverse ecosystems and wildlife in the United States. But when the sun sets on the Palmetto State, a remarkable world unfolds and begins to take flight. Bats reign as the silent guardians of the night, playing a vital role in maintaining the region's ecological harmony. However, their existence is not without challenge. In this balance lies a shadow in the form of a devastating disease. But amidst the darkness, a glimmer of light comes from organizations and everyday people trying to make a difference. Through tireless research and backbreaking efforts, these heroes of the environment strive to protect and conserve these vital members of South Carolina's natural beauty, and they do so in some of the wildest ways. Out of the 47 species of bat in the United States, 14 are found in South Carolina. With few exceptions, bats are nocturnal creatures emerging from their roost at twilight. Bats hold a special place in the animal kingdom as the only mammals capable of true flight. With astonishing agility, they can reach speeds of up to 100 miles per hour and soar as high as 10,000 feet. Though some bats feed on nectar and fruits, around 70% of bat species are insectivorous, subsisting primarily on a diet of insects. A single bat can consume an impressive 15 mosquitoes in just 60 seconds, making them a natural pest control solution. When it comes to hunting insects, bats have a unique advantage: echolocation. Emitting high-frequency sounds, they listen for the echoes that bounce back from their surroundings, allowing them to create a detailed acoustic map of their environment. This remarkable sonar system enables bats to precisely locate and intercept their insect prey, even in complete darkness. This plays a crucial ecological role in South Carolina's environment. By suppressing nocturnal insect populations, including crop pests, bats reduce the need for costly pesticides. A study conducted in 2011 estimated that bats save South Carolina's agricultural industry over $115 million each year in pest suppression services, contributing to a total of $22.9 billion saved annually for the United States as a whole. This natural pest control service provided by bats not only benefits farmers, but also helps maintain the delicate balance of ecosystems. Unfortunately, these animals face many ecological threats despite their environmental services. Habitat loss and fragmentation have been a stressor for decades, if not centuries, as have toxicants and more recently, wind energy. One other major threat is white nose syndrome, an insidious fungal pathogen that has wreaked havoc on bat populations across North America. Named for the distinctive white fungal growth that appears on the noses, wings, and bodies of affected bats, this disease is caused by the fungus Pseudogymnoascus destructans. There are several methods in which the fungus that causes white nose syndrome can spread. Bats that come into contact with infected bats can contract the fungus. Additionally, the surfaces of the cave or hibernaculum can harbor the fungus. People can also unintentionally spread the fungus by it getting on their clothes, shoes, or gear and contaminating ecosystems. Since discovered in 2006, it's estimated that over 6 million bats have succumbed to this devastating disease, leading to population declines of several bat species and even pushing some to the brink of extinction. The fungus invades the bat's skin during hibernation, a state in which the bat's body temperatures, metabolic rates, and immune systems are greatly reduced. The fungus causes irritation, disturbed hibernation patterns, and increased energy expenditure. Infected bats often arouse prematurely from hibernation, depleting their fat reserves and leaving them vulnerable to starvation. Additional effects from the disease include wing damage, inability to regulate body temperature, breathing disruptions, and dehydration. This disease can take a severe toll, possibly killing up to 100% of some bat colonies during hibernation, prompting some species to be listed in the Endangered Species Act. Recognizing the severity of the situation, conservation efforts have been mobilized to protect and save bat species. Biologists, researchers, and conservation organizations are actively involved in studying white nose syndrome, its impact on bat populations, and developing strategies to combat its spread. But in order to save bats, you have to go where the fight is. Nestled within the breathtaking landscapes of Oconee County, Stump House Tunnel stands as a testament to unfinished dreams of railroad glory. Originally intended as part of the Blue Ridge Railroad of South Carolina, this incomplete tunnel, located in the heart of Sumter National Forest, has taken on a new role as a haven for bats. For the last 10 years, a dedicated team of researchers from the U.S. Forest Service periodically don protective gear and venture into the tunnel's depths. They are here to conduct a survey on the tunnel's tricolored bat population, a threatened microbat species. Named for the distinct three-color pattern in their fur, tricolored bats are particularly susceptible to the disease here, because the fungus thrives best between 50 and 58 degrees Fahrenheit, the temperature range of Stump House Tunnel. This protective gear they're wearing isn't for their safety, but to help decrease the spread of the white nose syndrome fungus, because this tunnel is white nose positive. The bat count involves meticulously documenting the numbers of tricolored bats within the tunnel, providing valuable insights into population dynamics and changes over time. Additionally, the researchers carefully swab the bats, collecting samples that are sent to a laboratory for analysis, specifically checking for the presence of the devastating white nose syndrome. The group also records crucial data measuring the bat's weight, temperature, and physical condition, all parameters that can be affected by white nose syndrome. This also includes using a blacklight to illuminate any histological damage to the wing that is characteristic of the disease. To aid in future studies, some bats are banded with unique identification numbers, allowing long-term monitoring. Outside of this tunnel, other organizations are doing their part, aiding in essential research. Since 2017, the South Carolina Department of Natural Resources has been conducting their own surveys on bat populations. Their unique method of obtaining specimens is called bat netting. This process involves setting up specialized equipment to safely capture bats for research. Using acoustic devices to detect and analyze bat noises, SCD and our biologists identify potential roosting sites and flight paths. Then, once a good location has been determined, they set up 30-foot aluminum poles and stretch a thin net across a suitable path. As bats navigate their usual flight routes, some inadvertently fly into the net and become tangled. The captured bats are then carefully untangled from the net and go through a series of assessments, checking their size, weight, and of course, to see if they have been infected with white nose syndrome. Additionally, the bat's salivary glands, called buccals, are checked by lightly blowing air into their mouths with a bulb syringe. As of now, very little research has been conducted on swollen buccal glands in the United States, so wildlife biologists are trying to determine what species have the swollen glands. After all necessary data has been collected, the bats are promptly released back into the wild, ensuring minimal disturbance to their natural behavior and habitats. But organizations like SCD and the U.S. Forest Service aren't the only ones lending a helping hand. Meet John Gillespie, a passionate bat enthusiast, also known as the Batman of Traveler's Rest. When he's not actively volunteering with bat counts across the state, John can be found in his workshop, dedicating his time and skills to crafting bat boxes. To him, it's all about doing what he can to save the bats. With meticulous care, he handcrafts durable rocket boxes that provide comfortable and safe roosting spaces. John's bat boxes are designed with a keen understanding of bats' needs. They're insulated and feature multiple chambers, allowing bats to move within the box to find their desired temperature. This thoughtful design ensures that the bats have optimal conditions for roosting and reproduction. Funding for the materials is provided by donations, people who want a box of their own, or from John's own pocket. Some boxes are even made for the South Carolina Department of Natural Resources, who utilize them in their heritage preserves and parks across the state. These carefully crafted boxes contribute to the conservation efforts of SCD, providing additional roosting options for bats while simultaneously fueling their ongoing research. This box here was specifically made to attract northern long-eared bats, one that's facing extinction because of white nose syndrome. The hope is some will travel further south and make John's box their home. It's through dedicated work like this that these remarkable creatures stand a fighting chance to survive and stay wild.